Hi everyone, I'm Laura. For the ones who didn't see the introduction video, this will be the first part of my story, and I just ask that the Lord opens your heart to receive what it is He wants done through my testimony, and I give all the credit, all the honor, and all the glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So I'm going to begin. I was born and raised in South Carolina and moved to Tennessee about 5 years ago. But when I was a baby, up until I was about 4 or 5, I lived with just my mom and my grandmother. During that time, I was with them. I was molested by 2 different men, and there would have been a third had my grandmother not called him. I didn't tell anyone about the others until I was around 7 or 8 years old. I ended up being put in foster care when I was 4 or 5, and then my aunt and uncle came and took legal guardianship of me. And I grew up in church, Pentecostal holiness. My aunt and uncle went to church every Sunday, and my uncle taught a group of boys on Wednesday night. Now, my aunt and uncle appeared to be devoted children of the Lord, and at home, behind closed doors, it was totally different. I went through a lot of emotional, mental, and physical abuse. I grew up hearing that I was nothing, that I would never be nothing. My first suicidal attempt was when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I know that I loved going to church, and I made a decision to go down to the altar one day to accept Jesus into my heart. As a preteen, up until about 15, 16 years old, I would go out with the youth group, passing out tracts and telling people about Jesus. You know, if I got in trouble at school or at home, my aunt and uncle would take church away from me. Well, at 16 years old, they decided they didn't want me anymore, and dropped me off at DSS, which is the Department of Social Services. I was moved around 7 times in 4 months. By this time, I didn't feel like anyone loved or wanted me. I thought there was something that I had done that was so bad that even God didn't want me. I was raped at 17 when I was at school. Me and my best friend were at a after-school program to help us get in our right grade, because I was in a ninth grade 3 times. And someone came on campus, and I remember that I told my best friend, I was going to the bathroom. I didn't know anybody was in the bathroom, or anybody was there, period. But he came up behind me with a knife to my throat, going in the girls' bathroom. It was a lot to deal with, because I ended up having to go through the rape kit and everything else. And at 17, this is a lot to deal with. And I remember when my aunt and uncle came to the group home, my uncle told me that I had deserved it. And I didn't believe it, but when people tell you things like this, you know, it puts negative thoughts in your head. But when I turned 18, I took the first chance I got to get out of the group home I was in, and I was working a job. I was working my first job at Waffle House. I worked Waffle House like for years and years. But I don't want to make this too long, so I'm going to save the rest of my story for the next video. Please subscribe and see how God turned everything around. It doesn't stop there. I have quite a story. I just wanted to break it down in short videos. That way I don't take up too much time. But stay tuned for my next video. God bless y'all and keep you.